This is a song that I got from the singing of Mike Seeger, American, born in New York. And when we were much younger, we were interested in anything with harmonies in it. And me, with myself and some of my friends at home in Drogheda, we did a lot of lots of different types of singing, and we got involved in bluegrass as well. And Mike Seeger sang with Mike Seeger sang with the New Lost City Ramblers. He was like a stepbrother of Pete Seeger, and a brother of Peggy. And so he recorded this in the 60s, I think, in the mid 60s. And in fact, we were so involved in bluegrass in those days, in the 60s and 70s, that we even brought out a single ourselves, and it's a precious piece of vinyl. And it was called Ragged But Right, was the name of the group, and the name of the song was Ragged But Right, with my friend Brian Leahy and Jim McGarden. But singing is singing, so and songs are songs, and there's no, when it comes down to it, there's no great delineation between one thing and the next. Just get involved in music. So we see how this goes. This is the other thing I liked was the different versions of the child ballads. Anyway, I always loved long stories and songs and things if the singing was done reasonably well. And this first song is an American version of the child ballad, Lord Thomas and Fair Eleanor. And the next one I'll do later on is an Irish version we do of the song. So we'll try this one out. Father, oh Father, come riddle to me, come riddle it all in one, and tell me whether to marry fair Ellen or bring the brown girl home. The brown girl, she has houses and land, fair Eleanor, she has none, and so I charge you with my blessing to bring the brown girl home. He got on his horse and he rode and he rode. He rode till he came to her hall, and no one so ready as fair Ellen herself to rise and welcome him in. What news have you brought unto me, Lord Thomas? What news have you brought unto me? I've come to ask you to my wedding, and a sorrowful wedding it will be. She turned around and was dressed in white, her sisters dressed in green, and every town that they passed through, they took her to be a queen. She rode and she rode till she came to his hall. She pulled on the bell and it rang, and no one so ready as Lord Thomas himself to rise and welcome her in. He's taken her by the lily white hand and leading her through the hall, saying 50 fair maidens are here today, and here is the fairest of all. The brown girl, she was standing by, with a knife ground keen and sharp, between the long rib and the short, she pierced fair Eleanor's heart. Lord Thomas, he was standing by, with a knife ground keen and sharp, between the long rib and the short. he pierced his own bride's heart. Then placing the handle against the wall, the point against his breast, said, "This is the end of three true lovers. God send them all to rest. Oh Father, go dig my grave. Go dig it wide and deep, and place fair Eleanor in my arms, and the brown girl at my feet."
Unlike Gerry, I love when songs are short and sweet. So I nearly died when I had to learn two child ballads because they're both long. So the first one I have chosen is Child Ballad 69. It's Clerk Saunders, and it's a Scottish one. It first appeared in the minstrelsy of the Scottish border, which Gerry O'Reilly, I think, referred to today in his talk, Walter Scott in 1802. And it's apparently there were 8 versions of the song. So it reminds me, I'm glad to see a Galway face here tonight, Máire Cannon. It reminds me of when I came to Galway first in the early 80s, and I was introduced to some great ballad singers like Sean Divney from Johnston and Ray Weldon, and they sang these type of songs. So it's June Tabor's version of Clerk Saunders. So it's about Clerk Saunders and May Margaret, who are out walking in the country, and he persuades her to go to bed with him before they marry, and she's not too pleased about it, and she tells him about her 7 brothers who probably will come and kill him if they find him, and it turns out she knew what she was talking about, so that's exactly what happened. Oh, it was a sad and rainy night, and the rain did rain from town to town. Clerk Saunders and his lady gay were walking through the fields so brown. Oh, a bed, Clerk Saunders cried, a bed for you and me. Oh, never a bed, said the gay lady, until it we'd to marry be. For it's I have 7 brothers bold, and unto you they bear no goodwill. And if they got you in my power, oh, they'd value not your blood to spill. Then I'll take the sword all from my scabbard, and slowly, slowly lift up the pin, that you might swear and save your oath that you'd never let Clerk Sandy in. And then it's take me up all in your arms, and carry me unto your bed, that you might swear and save your oath that Clerk Sandy ne'er in your bower did tread. And then she's taken him up in her 2 arms, and carried him unto her bed. And then she swore and swore again, Clerk Sandy ne'er in her bower did tread. And then it's in and came her brothers bold, and all their torches burning bright. Says they, we have but the one And then it's up and spoke the first of them. I know they have been lovers dear. And up and spoke the next of them. Oh, they've been in love for many's the year. And then it's up and spoke the third of them. I swear they'll never be harmed by me. And up and spoke the fourth of them. Oh, we'll take our leave and we'll go our way. And then it's up and spoke the fifth of them. I swear they'll never be harmed by me. And up and spoke the sixth of them. It's a sin to kill the sleeping man. And then it's up and spoke the seventh brother. Sing, though there'll be no man but me, I'll bear the Randal in my hand, shall surely make Clerk's and he die. And then he's taken out his nut-brown sword and drawn it 3 times through the straw, and through Clerk's and his body. Oh, he's got that rusty rapier go. And they've lain all night in each other's arms until the day began to dawn. And kindly to him she did say, oh, it's time, my love, you were away. Oh, you are the sleepiest young man that ever my 2 eyes did see. For you've lain all night all in my arms, and I'm sure it is a shame to be. And then she's drawn the blanket to the fold and turned the sheets onto the wall, and there she spied his bloody wounds and his 2 grey eyes all pale and cold. Oh, it's cursed be my bloody brothers, aye, in ill death may he die, for you dared not fight him in the field, but you slew him as he lay with me. And it's I will do for my love's sake what many's the lady will not do. 7 long years shall come and go before I wear stocking or I wear shoe. And never a shirt goes on my back, and never a comb goes in my hair, never a fire nor a candlelight shine in my bower anymore.
It's great to be here as the token Scot. I'll start with a Scottish ballad. I live in Glasgow now, but I grew up in the town of Kildare in Perthshire, and of course Perthshire, maybe not so much around Kildare, but more to the sort of east of there, around Blair Gowrie and that kind of area, is very rich in song, traditional song. Think of people like the Stewarts, of course, and this song is from a singer called Betsy White. It's called Young Johnston. Johnson and the young colonel sat drinking high at wine. I will marry your sister if you will marry mine. Oh no, no, said the young colonel, that thing can never be. I'll take her as my housekeeper when I ride o'er the lea. Now Johnson had a guy broadsword, and a guy broadsword that he reared it through the young colonel, and he dropped upon the lea. He spurred his steed and swiftly rode, like lightning o'er the lea, until he came to his sister's gate, and he's tirled low at the pin. I dreamed a dream, brother dear Johnson, and I hope it's for your good. They're seeking you wi' hound and hawk, and the young colonel is dead. They're seeking me wi' hound and hawk, as I well expect they'll be, for I have killed the young colonel, yet in true lover was he. If you have killed the young colonel, then cursed you shall be. You'll hang upon the gallows tree, and ne'er have chance to flee. He spurred his steed and swiftly rode, like lightning o'er the lea, until he came to his sweetheart's gate, and he's tirled low at the pin. I dreamed a dream, love dear Johnson, and I hope it's for your good. They're seeking you wi' hound and hawk, and the young colonel is dead. They're seeking me wi' hound and hawk, as I well expect they'll be, for I have killed the young colonel, your ain dear brother was he. Come in, love dear Johnson, come in and take a rest, for I care nae mair for the young colonel, if your ain dear body is safe. He scarcely landed up the stairs into the tower above, when 24 stout belted knights come seeking him at the gate. It's did you see a bloody knight, and a bloody knight was he. It's did you see a bloody knight ride furiously o'er the lea. Alight, you gentlemen, and have some bread and wine. If the steed be good, he rides upon, he's o'er the bridge of Tyne. Now Johnson had a guy broadsword, and a guy broadsword had he. He reared it through his lady's breast, and she dropped upon the lea. What ails you now, love, dear Johnston? What ails you now at me? Didn't I give you all my father's gold beside my mother's ain fee? Oh, live, Lady Margaret, he cried, e'en for 1/2 an hour, and there's not a leech in all Scotland but I'll have at your bower. How can I live, Lady Margaret cried, e'en for 1/2 an hour? For can't you see my very heart's blood is trickling to the floor? So take your harp into your hand and harp across the plain, and think nae mair on your ain true love than if she'd never been. He'd scarcely left the stable door, and on the saddle sat, when 24 arrows braw were thrilling in his heart.
I'm going to sing Barbara Allen, and I'm sure all of you know here, I believe it's one of the most widely collected songs in the English language, the English-speaking world, Ireland, England, Scotland, America, everywhere. And there is trouble when William slights Barbara. She has felt slighted before that. And I learned it from the singing of Tess Banny Chéileachair, whom I met at the Clare Singing Festival in 1998. She sang it, and Tess was no longer with us from Connemara. Christmas comes but once a year, and the tree leaves they are falling, and a fine young man from the North Country fell in love with Barbara Allen. He sent his servant out one day to the place where she was dwelling. My master wants a word with you, bonny Barbara Allen. Oh, rise, her mother cried. Oh, rise and go and see him. Don't you remember, dear mother, said she, and she told her to slight him. Slowly, slowly she got up, and slowly she drew on her, and what she said when she got there was, I see, young man, you're dying. Oh, I am sick and very sick, and pain lies in my bosom, but a kiss from you would cure my heart, bonny Barbara Allen. A kiss from me you'll never see, nor any young man pleading. A kiss from me you ne'er shall get, cried bonny Barbara Allen. Do you remember last Saturday night you were in the alehouse drinking? You drank a health to all the fair maids there, slighted Barbara Allen. If you look out on yonder shore, you'll see my white ship sailing. And if you look out on yonder fields, you'll see my white cows grazing. I won't look out on yonder shore to see your white ship sailing, and I won't look out on yonder fields to see your white cows grazing. And if you look under my bedside, you will see a basin, the basin of blood I shed last night for you, Bonnie Barbara Allen. I won't look under your bedside to see a basin, the basin of blood you shed last night for Bonnie Barbara Allen. He turned his pale face to the wall. His friends, they were all crying, adieu, adieu, my friends, he said, be kind to Barbara Allen. She was only a few steps across the street when she heard the death bell tolling, and every toll it seemed to strike cruel-hearted Barbara Allen. Oh, mother, mother, make my bed and make it long and narrow. A young man died for me last night, I'll die for him tomorrow. He was buried in the old churchyard, and she was buried near him. Out of William's grave grew a red rose, out of Barbara's grew a briar. They grew so tall to the old church wall, they could grow no higher, and in the end their heads entwined, the red rose and the briar. Come on.
That was really nice. I've set myself the task of singing 2 songs I never sang before. So there's only one person that's heard these songs, and that's me. The first one that came into my mind was a song I heard down in Shannon Bridge sometime in the late 70s, when I had a great hunger for hunting songs. And myself and Tony Holland and Louis O'Dwyer headed off. And we met PJ in Minogue, and he had a very beautiful melodic voice, and he sang a few songs, he played mandolin, and he came out with Long Lankin, and I thought it was the most beautiful air I'd heard for quite a while. And then he got into the blood and the knives. I couldn't hack it at all. I just couldn't live with child and what he was collecting, you know, the aggression, the darkness. It wasn't that I was into happy stuff, but I suppose the romantic stuff I was chasing. But It was just that he captured me, and in the way he sang the song, he got me, but I knew I couldn't sing it. So when I was asked to do this, I said, Long Lankin has to come out. And I went looking for him, and I discovered regrettably that he died 3 years ago. And I hadn't heard about it. I very seldom met him, you know. It's just occasionally we meet up. It's just like we do when we go to Feadh, you meet someone, you think you're going to see them every Feadh, you know. But eventually, it doesn't happen. So this is a version of Long Lankin, and we're dedicated to his memory as well. And just Gerry was talking about the Uaim Ramblers, and there is no difference in the American. The songs left here and they went to America, and that's how they became bluegrass. And they left other countries in Europe and they went out there. But still the same tradition, same songs. Said the Lord to his lady as he mounted his horse, beware of Long Lankin who lives in the moss. Said the Lord to his lady as he rode away, beware of Long Lankin who lives in the hay. Let the doors be all bolted and the windows all pinned, and leave not a crack where a mouse can creep in. He kissed his fair lady and he rode away, and he was in fair London before break of day. And the doors they were bolted and the windows all pinned, except for one little window where Long Lankin crept in. Where is the lord of this house? Said Long Lankin. He's away in fair London, said the false nurse to him. Where is the little heir of this house? Said Long Lankin. He's asleep in his cradle, said the false nurse to him. Oh, we'll prick him all over with a pin, and that will make my lady to come down to see him. So they pricked him all over with a pin, and the nurse held the basin for the blood to flow in. Oh, nurse, how you slumber, oh, nurse, how you roar. You cause my son Johnston to cry and to roar. Oh, nurse, how you slumber, oh, nurse, how you sleep. You cause my son Johnston to cry and to weep. Oh, come down, my fair lady. How can I come down in the dark of the night, with no fire to kindle, no candle alight? You have 3 silver mantles as bright as the sun. Come down, my fair lady, all by the light of one. My lady came down, she was thinking no harm. Long Lankin stood ready to catch her in his arms. There was blood in the kitchen, there was blood in the hall, there was blood in the parlour where my lady did fall. Her maidservant looked out from the turret so high, and there saw her master from London ride by. Oh master, don't lay blame on me. 'Twas the false nurse and Lankin who killed your baby. Long Lankin was hung on a gibbet so high, and the false nurse was burnt in a fire close by.
Phil. Mis go leir na cheolalan is dólamh ó Máire Pádraigín Ní Uallacháin agus dólam sisné mar óg ranna farsta ó cean de óránna mhór ranna farsta mí Harley Mór agus I'm going to sing a song now that I learned from my own father Pádraig, who learned as a young man. He used to frequent the Ranfas Gaeltacht up in Donegal, and he learned a lot of songs from the old singers there. One of them was Mawa Harley Ward. And this is one of the very few child ballads in Irish, for whatever reason. I'm not sure, but the fact that this one came more than likely from the Scottish Gaeltacht. It's known as a Ballad Thall up in Donegal, and there's a number of versions, and a fast one and a slow one, and there's a version in the Scottish Gaeltacht called a Bhean Éadach, the jealous woman. The Ranafast version is not about two sisters, but the woman of the house and a servant maid, and they go out walking, and the servant maid is jealous of the woman of the house, and she inveigles her into the sea to look at some seashells or seafood, and she ties her hair to the seaweed on the rocks, and the sea comes in and she drowns, and the drowning woman is calling out for help, and the servant maid ignores her. And then when she goes back later, the woman of the house dies, and she takes over the role of the woman of the house, and she, in her guilt, she sings the song, and the husband hears it, and so the story's out. But in the Scandinavian versions, it's called the harpa song, and I heard the Norwegian singer Agnes Boen Garno sing a version of this, and I came across a double album in Sweden of the harpa song, so it's very, very common in Scandinavia. And the story there goes that it was two sisters, and one drowns the other, and the other is calling out, and then she drowns, and the body is washed on the shore, and a wandering harper comes along and finds her body, uses the rib cage for the harp, the hair for the string, and the fingers, bones for the pegs. Very dramatic altogether. In the Irish language version, there are none of those gory details. It just hints at it.
She dolda bahu mallo Ni moiv lad he go O nam far jogu Nor na will yori koi O verm cats naudich mallo Callery and Alasdair Roberts, ik jan hoe graie hogu, Beilan nuella a Gerry Cullen in a Weister Mallow. Choki Máire Ní Chéileachair, anus van chladach a hogu, Joishe mishe a Gerry Cullen, Mavradan wo bache mallo. Choki dar Máire Ní Chéileachair, anus van chladach a hogu, Joishe tasse a Gerry Cullen, Dovradan wo bache mallo. Nach menor dan van Údaí a jokkes marach a hogu, Beiru mi galaki a Gerry Cullen is funyogi gala mal.
This is the song of the picture. This is a verse to Lord Randal. You can see from the picture, she's not going to come out well out of it. This was collected by Pat Mackenzie and Jim Carroll from travellers in the vicinity of London. And their great collections of travellers' songs, I believe, are in the ITMA, accessible to everybody. This particular song is sung by the traveller Paddy Riley. That's the real Paddy Riley. And it's from a CD or an album Luke Cheevers gave me a long time ago called From Puck to Appleby. Two great fairs, English traveller fairs. I was talking I was in touch with Mick about this song, and he was saying Paddy Riley calls it "Buried in Kilkenny" is the title he has on the CD, on the cassette or CD. And Mick was saying in the last verse that he sings, the very last line is "a stone to my head and a scraw to my feet." And Mick was saying that in some versions they have skiach, the word skiach instead of scraw, and skiach is the hawthorn or the thorn tree. And so he showed me a picture of a stone with a hawthorn tree just beside it. So quite an interesting connection. So. What had you for your dinner? I'll just take that out. What had you for your dinner, my own darling boy? What had you for your dinner, my comfort and my joy? I had bread, beef and cold poison, mother dress my bed soon. For I've a pain in my heart and wouldn't I long to lie down. What will you leave your father, my own darling boy? What will you leave your father, my comfort and my joy? My coach and 4 horses, mother dress my bed soon. For I've a pain in my heart and wouldn't I long to lie down. What will you leave your mother, my own darling boy? What will you leave your mother, my comfort and my joy? The key to all treasure, mother dress my bed soon. For I've a pain in my heart and wouldn't wouldn't I long to lie down? What will you leave your brother, my own darling boy? What will you leave your brother, my comfort and my joy? My bow and my fiddle, mother, dress my bed soon. For I've a pain in my heart, and wouldn't I long to lie down? What will you leave your sweetheart, my own darling boy? What will you leave your sweetheart, my comfort and my joy? The gallows to hang her, mother, dress my bed soon. For I've a pain in my heart, and wouldn't I long to lie down? What will you leave your children, my own darling boy? What will you leave your children, my comfort and my joy? They can follow their mother, mother, dress my bed soon. For I've a pain in my heart, and wouldn't I long to lie down? Where will you be buried, my own darling boy? Where will you be buried, my comfort and my joy? I'll be buried in Kilkenny, where I'll take a long sleep, with a stone to my head and a straw to my feet.
And now I'm going to sing Callery on Lankin Skelton den Uaim sin, the Irish language version of Gerry's song, Cárrás Feadh Uaim, and I hadn't heard that one before, but the air is very like that one, the air. I heard first from the singing of Feadh Ní Chéileachair from Feadh Ní Uallacháin, whose daughter Nell is a very renowned singer now, and it was her I heard singing it first. And you'll hear the similarities in the translations as it goes along. Cárrás Feadh Uaim a bhuachalíno, Cárrás Feadh Uaim a leigil sa stór, bhí sa fíoch sa fáiléireacht a bharínó, agus níos córaigh máille buig tá an gróte glór. Cad a dhéistad ghinéir a bhuachalíno, cad a dhéistad ghinéir a leigil sa stór, dys shikini nive flatini or agus nishkorig malabwig time brought glor. Kada akirek tahir avochlino, kada akirek tahir alegil sestor, fakut koshte guskere chapal avarino, agus nishkorig malabwig time brought glor. Cada akirek Fácad pógus míle benacht a bhálínó, agus níos córaigh mála buig tá imróte glór. Cad ácuir dod Ní Chéile a bhuachlínó, Cad ácuir dod Ní Chéile ligin sa stór, Fácad rópa chun ní de chrocha bhálínó, agus níos córaigh mála buig tá imróte glór. Carvalad bheith curtha a bhuachlínó, Carvalad bheith curtha ligin sa stór, Deampel Chéile bhuire a bhálínó, agus níos córaigh mála buig tá imróte glór.
Fairly well. I know they'd be thrilled that the relaunch or the the new edition of their wonderful work was celebrated with a concert of child ballads. I'm going to sing a version now. I call it Lady Margaret, but it's more correctly known as Sweet William's Ghost. And it also has Scandinavian connections. And William, the ghost of William, comes to Margaret asking her to release him from the bonds and the promise of marriage because he's dead. Now, I got this from Len Graham, who learnt it from Sam D. McConnell, Cotton Connell's father, in Ballinaleck in County Fermanagh, where he used to frequent very often. And since I learned it from Len Graham, and since it's a conversation song, and since he's here, I think he should join.
Lady Margaret, she lay on her fine feather bed. The midnight hour drew near, when a ghostly form came to her room, and to her did appear, and to her did appear. Are you my father, the king, she said, or are you my brother John, or are you my true love William, she said, coming home from Scotland along, coming home from Scotland along.
I am not your king, father, the king, he said, nor am I your brother John, but I am your true love William, he said, coming home from Scotland along, coming home from Scotland along. Oh Margaret, oh Lady Margaret, he said, for love or charity, will you give to me the plight and troth that once love I gave thee, that once love I gave thee.
I'll not give you back your plighted troth, nor any such a thing, until you take me to my own father's hall, where oft times I have been, where oft times I have been. He took her to her own father's hall, and as they entered in,
The gates flew open of their own free will to let young William in, to let young William in. O Margaret, O Lady Margaret, he sang, for love or charity, will you give to me the plight and troth that once love I gave thee, that once love I gave thee.
I'll not give you back your plighted troth, nor any such a thing, until you take me to my own father's hall and marry me with a ring, and marry me with a ring.
He took her to her own father's hall, and there they entered in. They joined their hands in wedlock bands. He married her with a ring, he married her with a ring. O Margaret, O Lady Margaret, he sang, for love or charity, will you give to me the plight and troth that once love I gave thee, that once love I gave thee.
Then out of her pocket she drew a cross, and she laid it on his breast, saying, here is back your plighted troth, in heaven your soul find rest, in heaven your soul find rest.
The wind may blow and the cocks they may crow, and it's nearly breaking day, and it's time that the living would depart from the dead. My love, I must away, my love, I must away.
Well, this is the part of the evening that I've been slightly daunted by, because I'm a Scotsman and I'm about to sing an Irish ballad in a room full of Irish people, a lot of whom are very knowledgeable about these kind of songs. I learnt this from a great singer, Kevin Mitchell from Derry, who now lives in Glasgow, as I do, and is married to another fine singer, Scots singer, Ellen Mitchell. I actually recorded this ballad version of the Outlandish Night, False Lover John, about 5 or 6 years ago. I have a good friend in Glasgow called David McGuinness, who has a group called Concerto Caledonia, which kind of specialises in early and historical Scottish music, classical music, I suppose, early Scottish music. And he had a project which brought together his group and various early music people and singers like me and the singers. And this is one of the songs that we recorded. False lover John, he courted me for every hour in the day. He courted me to such a degree that I hadn't one word to say. Let's fetch you of your father's gold and some of your mother's money, and to the best horses from out of the stable where there stand 30 and 3. She's taken of her father's gold and some of her mother's money, and to the best horses from out of the stable where there stand 30 and 3. Then mounted on a milk-white steed, rode on by the clear silver light of the moon, until they came to a river bank, and there they did get down. It's lie ye this night along with me. For 7 kings' daughters I have drowned here, and the 8th one you shall be. But first take off your silken gown and leave it on dry land, for it is too fine and costly for to rot in the salt sea strand. Then turn ye round, false John, she said, and turn your face from me, for I'd never agree that any man a naked woman should see. So false lover John, he's turned around to view the green leaves on the tree. She flung her arm around his waist and flung him into the sea. Lie there, false John, she said, lie there instead of me, for you thought to drown me as I was born and steal my clothes away. She's mounted on her milk-white steed, rode on by the clear silver light of the moon, until she came to her father's castle, and there she did get down. She put the horses back in the stable, the money where it lay. There wasn't a knight in all the castle lest my Aileen away. Up spoke the noble parrot from his cage wherein he lay, saying, what did I tell you, my Aileen, before you went away? Oh, hold your tongue, my little parrot, and tell no tales on me, and your cage show me of the glittering gold instead of a hazel tree. Up spoke the noble king from his room wherein he lay, saying, what disturbs my pretty Polly, who prattles so long before day? The cats, they are at my cage door, all for to worry me, and I was calling on my Aileen to scare them all away. But maids, they are young and do sleep sound, and can't be wakened by me. So lie ye down, my noble king, the cats are all scared away.
Now, like Alasdair, I'm daunted by this one because I'm probably starting the wrong key. It's the story of Tamlin, and it's ballad number 39. It's set in Selkirk, in Carterhaugh, Selkirk in Scotland, and it's the story of the legendary figure Tamlin, who was captured by the Queen of the Fairies, and he was turned into an elf and put in charge of guarding the forest of Carterhaugh. According to the legend, he wouldn't let any young lady pass through the forest without them giving him either a personal token, a treasure, or their maidenhood. So this lady Janet decides to brave it, and she comes under his spell, and so the story goes. So I learned this from Anais Mitchell's version, and it was suggested to me by my good friend John Hegarty from Louisburg. Janet sits in her lonely bower, sewing a silken seam, and looking out on Carterhaugh among the roses green. And Janet sits in her lonely bower, sewing a silken thread, and longs to be in Carter Hall among the roses red. She's let the seam fall at her heel, the needle to her toe, and she has gone to Carter Hall as fast as she can go. She hasn't pulled a rose, but only one. When there appears him young Tamlin, says, "Lady, let alone." What makes you pull the rose, What makes you break the tree? What makes you come to Carter Hall without the leave of me? But Carter Hall is not your own, and roses there are many. I'll come and go all as I please, I'll not ask leave of any. And he has took her by the hand, took her by the sleeve, and he has laid this lady down among the roses green. And he has took her by the hand, took her by the hem, and he has laid this lady down among the roses red. There's 24 ladies fair, a-sewing at the silk, and Janet goes among them all, her face as pale as milk. There's 24 gentlemen a-playing at the chess, and Janet goes among them all, as green as any grass. Then up and spoke her father, and he spoke meek and mild, saying, "Oh, alas, my daughter, I fear you go with child. And is it to a man of might, or to a man of means? And who among my gentlemen will give this baby's name?" "Oh, father, if I go with child, this much to you I'll tell. There's none among your gentlemen that I would treat so well. And father, if I go with child, I must bear the blame. There's none among your gentlemen that I would treat so well." She's let the seam fall at her heel, the needle to her toe, and Janet goes to Carter Hall as fast as she can go. And she is down among the weeds, down among the thorn, when then appears Tamlin again, says, "Lady, pull no more. What makes you pull the poison rose? What makes you break the tree? What makes you harm the little babe that you have got with me? Oh, I will pull the rose, Tamlin, I will break the tree, but I will not bear the little babe that you have got with me. But I will turn all in your arms into a lion bold, and hold me tight and fear me not, and you will love your child, and you will change all in my arms into a lion bold, and hold me tight and fear me not, the father of your child." And then he's changed all in her arms into a naked man. She's wrapped him in her coat so warm, and she has brought him home.
The end is nigh. Thanks to Michael for inviting us along your time. Thanks very much. the song I heard down in Wexford comes down. Oh, there was a red squire in Edinburgh town, and a very red squire was he. He had one comely daughter again, and a very fine girl was she. Hello, and a very fine girl was she. She was gazing out from her father's castle wall for to watch those ships sail by. Have you got any heavy sickness, he said, or in love with some young man? Young man, or in love with some young man? Oh, I've no heavy sickness, she said, or in love with some young man. But there's one thing more a trouble to my mind, my love, he's away too long. Too long, my love, he's away too long. Oh, is he a lord, or is he an earl, or is he a man of fame? Or is he one of our own seamen who's ploughing the raging main? In Maine, who's ploughing the raging main? No, he's no lord and he's no earl, he's no man of fame, but he is one of our own seamen, Johnny Barden, it is his name. Hello, Johnny Barden, it is his name. Well, tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock, it's hung Johnny Barden will be. Sure, father, she says, if you hang Johnny Barden, you get no good of me. Of me, you'll get no good of me. So we call for his merry men, 1 and 2, 1 and 2 and 3. Expecting Barden to be the first man, but the very last man was he. Was he, and the very last man was he. Oh, are you a lord, or are you an earl? Are you a man of fame? I am the king of bonny Scotland, Johnny Barden, it is my name. Hello, Johnny Barden, it is my name. He came tripping down the stairs with his suit of silk, and his 2 dark eyes, and his curly hair, and his skin was as white as milk. As milk, his skin was as white as milk. Is this Johnny Barden, doctor? He said, and if it is, I don't blame you at all. For if I was a woman as I am a man, it's in love with Johnny Barden I'd fall. Hello, it's in love with Johnny Barden I'd fall. Will you marry me daughter Johnny Barden? He said, will you take her by the hand? Will you sit at the table and dine with me, and to hell with all your land? Hello, and to hell with all your land. And the merry Scotland did ring, and they rang so merrily, to welcome home Johnny Barden and his wife back to their own country.